Today, you are going to use what you have learned over the last 2 weeks about color theory and complete a color snake quiz. What you will need is your colored pencils, an ultra fine Sharpie. So it's the one that says ultra fine. Let's see if I get to focus on that. Okay. Well, it's going to be the one that has the small tip, not the large tip. Okay. And you'll need an eraser and just a regular pencil. Now, we're going to start by patterning the first 6 snakes, and I actually patterned one for you to give an example, and we are not going to pattern this one. We're going to be doing a monochromatic fade. When you pattern the snakes, expecting to see at least 2 motifs. So here I have straight lines, and I actually have 3 lines grouped together and a circle. So I'm expecting to see a different pattern in each of these snakes. It should not be the same thing repeated. And you want to do closed shapes. So what that means is I'm making sure that if I'm doing a type of line that it goes from edge to edge, which will close off a space. So see how this closes and makes a closed space? And my shapes have closed edges, meaning I'm not doing something like, if I was going to do something with an open design, it would be, a spiral. If I do a spiral, it is not closed. Where do I stop coloring? So I could do something like this, where I have a circle with a spiral inside, but I want to make sure I'm not doing just random squiggles. It has to be closed shapes. And you will pattern each snake, first lightly in pencil. Try not to go too heavy, or it will be hard to erase when you're done. Okay, so I'm just going to pattern these. I'm not going to pattern all of them because I want you to come up with some of your own. Now, once you have patterned all the snakes down to here, then you are going to go back and you're going to trace over your pattern with an ultrafine Sharpie. Once you trace over it in the ultrafine Sharpie, and that'll make sure that when we color with our color pencils, that we're not mixing with the gray of the pencil. So I'm going over it with the Sharpie, and then I'm going to erase the pencil. Okay, so I trace that one. Then I'm going to erase away all that gray pencil, making it nice and clean, black and white. Okay, I'm going to do that for all the snakes except for this bottom one. And then I'm going to go through and I'm going to start listing the color theories. So I would say warm colors. Well, I've got my color study guide that we did the other day. So I'm going to look at my color study guide and I'm going to, okay, where are warm colors? All right, so warm colors are red, orange, and yellow. So I'm going to write red, orange, and yellow. And then I'm going to neatly color the snake that is next to it red, orange, and yellow. Now, when I'm coloring this snake, I want to make sure that I'm being neat. I'm not going to color over my design. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do red in the background of these shapes. I'm not coloring over my design. I'm coloring in, which is another reason why you don't want to go too small with your design. So normally I'm tracing, when I color, I try to trace the outer edge to create that barrier like we did when we were doing our color wheel that we were coloring. So I'm tracing here, and then I can fill without worrying about bumping into the shapes I don't want to color. So I trace the barriers inside. Okay, and I'm not going to color this whole snake. You don't need to watch me do that, but I would color the rest. So there's my red, and I'm going to use yellow for one of the stripes. And I'm going to just be consistent as I do this. Okay, I would color the whole snake, and then I'm going to use orange for this stripe, and for, I think I'm going to also do the dot in orange. So I'm going to neatly color and color the dots. Okay, so you will color neatly. Okay, so then I would look up what are cool colors. I would list them here. And then I would maybe do this. So I know cool colors are blue, green, and violet. Okay, so I'd list blue, green, and violet. And then I might alternate in the background. Blue in this background, green. Blue in this background, green. And then I might do all of the triangles violet. But I'm going to use these 3 colors and not color a shape next to a shape of the same color, so that I have created a pattern. Okay? Alright, so now, once you have colored the top ones, you're going to do the monochromatic fade at the bottom. So each one of these you're going to list secondary colors. You're going to pick 1 pair of complementary colors. And remember, analogous colors are next to each other on the color wheel. You'll pick 3. We actually did a mini art challenge where we did that. So if you have it, you could use the 3 you picked there if you want to. For monochromatic, we're going to do black, white, and then we're going to pick a color. And I'm going to pick blue for mine. I would say stay away from yellow because it's a really light value, and it's hard to see the monochromatic fade. So you need white, black, and your pure color. If your color pencil pack doesn't have white, that is absolutely fine. You can do it, I'll show you how to do it both ways. So for this, I'm going to start with my black on this end of the snake, and I'm going to go heavy, heavy, dark. And as I come up my snake, I'm going to fade lighter. So I'm going to lighten the pressure as evenly as I can until it fades to nothing. Like fade to white, essentially, okay? So one end of the snake is very, very dark, and then it gradually fades to lighter. All right? Now, if you have a white color pencil, you're going to do the same thing on this end of the snake. Dark, dark white. It's going to sound weird, but it works if you have one. So dark, 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 and then you're going to fade the pressure as you come down the snake. Then I'm going to go in with my pure color, whatever color that is that you pick. So monochromatic means any shades, tints, and tones of one color. And we're really going to have shades and tints because we're going to mix our color with black and with white. So in the middle, you're going to go heavy, heavy with your color. Filling nice and dense. When you come to this side that has white. Now, if you don't have a white color pencil, just leave this side white and just still follow these instructions, okay? So when you come to this side, you're going to, and you can kind of feel when you hit the white, you're going to lightly fade on this side, meaning you're going to lighten the pressure, and you're going to let it gradually fade to the white that is either on the snake or the white color pencil that you put down. So you will fade, lightening the pressure, whether it's on color pencil or not. And then on this side, you're going to go heavy, heavy, and you're not going to fade. You're going to heavy pressure the whole way down. Now, if the surface that you are drawing on is rough, or you're worried about denting the surface, work on your folder. So put that manila folder underneath, and it'll protect the surface. So heavy, 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 and the blue is going to mix with the black and make shades. Okay, so heavy, heavy. On this side, light, light. Okay, now, if you started with a white color pencil, you're going to go back in with your white, and you can mix If you don't have the white color pencil, just leave it. It should already look like it's fading from white to your true color, but if you have a white, you can actually mix it and it makes it a little bit smoother. All right, when you're done, you will photograph and submit following the directions in this assignment. Each snake should be colored neatly. You first in pencil pattern, each with a unique pattern, should not repeat in any of them. And you trace over it in the ultrafine. Then you erase away the gray of the pencil so it doesn't mix with your color pencil. Then color neatly using the color theories. Look them up in your color theory packet. You have all the information that you need here. And then the last one is the monochromatic fade, where it should look like it fades from white to a color of your choice to black. Then submit.